Social expectation drowns us all inside. What you have should be what I want, 'cause what I have just ain't alright. The clothes I wear, the way I comb my hair, how I live, oh I don't care.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad an-Nabi al-Ummi wa ala alihi wa sallim taslima. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan wasi'a wa shifa'an min kulli da'. Allahumma faqihna fid din wa 'allimna al-Qur'an al-Hakim. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna ma yanfa'una wa zidna ilma. Allahumma ati anfusana taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khayru man zakkaha anta waliyuha wa maulaha. Allahumma ahdina li ahsanil akhlaq la yahdi li ahsaniha illa anta wasrif anna sayyi'aha la yasrifu anna sayyi'aha illa anta. Amma ba'd. Different methods of dhikr. We have already seen and heard and understood that dhikr is the fuel. Dhikr is the fuel. It gives you that energy, as well as your base desires are also fuel. You burn that, subhanallah, you get energy to go forth. Different methods of dhikr, because in this part dhikr is so very important. Engage in dhikr in spite of hardship. In the last text, we have pointed out that when in the beginning man observes dhikr, it seems burdensome and it seems difficult. This is not exclusive to dhikr alone, but when anything is done for the first time, it seems difficult and the heart feels uneasy about it. The cure is to endure the hardship, to carry the burden and not to forsake dhikr through panic. Endure it. If you persist, your heart will incline to it gradually. Hardship in salat in the beginning. When parents order a child to offer salat for the first time, he finds it very difficult and his heart does not reconcile to the idea. He even thinks that his parents are being cruel to him, but gradually that becomes part of his life, and he would never agree to miss a single salat, even if anyone would offer to bribe him for that. He would feel uneasy till he has offered salah. Dhikr becomes part of life in the same way. Dhikr is difficult to abide by in the beginning, but as one maintains it regularly, it becomes part of his everyday life. Allah makes it such a portion of his life that one feels uneasy without it. Hafiz ibn Hajar and dhikr, subhanallah. Who was Hafiz ibn Hajar? What a scholar, what a muhaddith. He wrote Fathul Bari, one of the best commentaries on Sahihul Bukhari. Allama Hafiz ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. Hafiz ibn Hajar rahmatullah alayhi was a great scholar of hadith. And students and ulama, they don't need any introduction. They don't need his introduction. They know about him. In those days, a reed pen was used, and had to be sharpened. Now and then it had to be sharpened. When he had to pause while writing down Fathul Bari, the commentary on Sahihul Bukhari, when he had to pause to sharpen the nib, he was reluctant to let those moments go wasted. He made dhikr while the nib was sharpened. he made dhikr while the nib was sharpened. Thus, when it becomes a part of a man's life, he cannot do without dhikr, even for a moment. The audible dhikr, dhikr-e-jahri, the loud dhikr. Some of the Sufis have suggested different methods of dhikr for the initiators who find it difficult to make dhikr. They will get accustomed in this manner, otherwise they might never pursue the exercise because of uneasiness. One of these methods is audible dhikr or loud dhikr, dhikr-e-jahri. The disciple is asked to make dhikr a little loudly and melodiously and loudly. All right, Irshad? So that he gets his heart into it. He gets his heart into it. This is prescribed by the elders, that the disciple might not tire of silent, lonely dhikr. The zikr is silent, lonely, he might get tired of it. Striking at the same time, darb. They also taught some disciples to strike at the same time as they made the dhikr. They apply a pressure somewhere and strike it. There are many practical ways of doing it, which they have selected from experience, tajriba. One of these is to lower the neck and face towards the heart, lower the neck and face towards the heart, while saying La ilaha, and turn the neck to the back from the right. Turn the neck to the back from the right side, perceiving, visualizing, bringing in focus that love for everything else besides Allah is thrown back. La ilaha, everything is negated. Everything besides Allah is thrown back. Love for everything else, Masi wallah, besides Allah is thrown away, thrown back. Everything comes out of the heart. The heart splits open and everything is thrown away. Then while saying illallah, the neck and the face are once again brought towards the heart. And a jerk is given and is brought towards the heart, perceiving that love for Allah is placed in the heart. So it's as though the heart is open and everything else besides Allah, the love for everything else besides Allah is taken out and thrown back and then brought back, hitting the qalb, a strike, a force, putting inside here, perceiving that love for Allah is placed in the heart, illallah, illallah. So it is nafi and ithbat. Negation and affirmation, la ilaha illallah. The elders have suggested this method that the disciple and the murid might easily reconcile to dhikr as he is occupied in the movement of his body. So he gets kind of taken up in it because body movements and things. Insha'Allah, he will one day throw out love for everyone other than Allah and devote his heart exclusively to the love for Allah. Isn't it, Irshad? What Allah make the heart for? Whose love? Allah's love. Everybody else's love has to be what? Small in there. There's another way, gripping a posterior nerve. These methods are suggested by the elders. But you must understand something. But neither are they established as from the Nabi. You can't say that that type of zikr comes from the Nabi. La ilaha illallah. Neither are they established as from the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nor is it necessary. It is not necessary to try to even establish that. Not necessary to even establish that. Among the other methods, because these are things which are helpful, they are like cures, they are like remedies to ailments. When you go by a doctor gives you a prescription, you don't ask him, what is the dalil for that? He give you some medicine, you say, well, I want to know if Quran and Hadith allow that. You don't ask for dalil, You take the medicine, you have real faith in the doctor. You don't question the doctor. He gives you medicine prescription, you take it. And you take it religiously, day and night. You don't ask for no dalil and proof. Same thing, spiritually sick, you get medicine, take it. And these are from our great mashayikh, our elders, who were not juhala, they were not ignorant people, they were great scholars and alims. Among the other methods is one which is to sit cross-legged and grip the nerve inside the left knee with the right big toe and the toe next to it. And grip, so sit cross-legged like that, and grip the nerve inside the left knee. See it, the nerve inside the left knee? You're gripping that with the right big toe and the toe next to it. Where you gripping it with? Yeah, that's the way. With the right big toe and the toe next to it. That is a very good posture for meditation. This will steady the heart and remove temptations. It's very good for posture for meditation and muraqabah. Steady the heart and remove temptations. This is suggested by experience. Another type of dhikr is called pass and fast. Pass and fast. Dhikr with every breath. Dhikr with every breath. Another method is to absorb zikr with every breathing. What a nice way to put it. To absorb the dhikr with every breathing. With every breathing in and every breathing out, so that each time Allah is mentioned with the tongue, the name of Allah is called out at the same time and the same speed as breath. The name of Allah is called out at the same speed as breath. How this is done is with every breath, a person breathes in Allah and he exhales who? Allahu, Allahu. So with every breath he is doing zikr. Like how Sajid is doing zikr now. Breathe in Allah and exhale who? Nobody knows what you're doing, but that is called pass and fast, which is a Naqshbandi type of zikr. Alhamdulillah, all these type of zikr have been passed down to us also. Another one type of zikr is called Sultanul Adhkar. Sultanul Adhkar. The Sultan, the king, the chief of the zikrs. Great, very great zikr. Sultanul Adhkar. Sultanul Adhkar is a form of dhikr. In this, one imagines, while he is doing zikr, one imagines that every subtle creature joins in the zikr. I am doing zikr and everything else is doing zikr with me. The disciple, the murid, imagines that the walls also make zikr. So you're making zikr and you're thinking that the walls are also making zikr simultaneously with him. As also the ceiling, the doors, the fan, the earth and the heaven. That's called Sultanul Adhkar. The murid, the disciples he makes the zikr and imagines that the walls also make dhikr simultaneously with him, as also the ceiling, saqf, the doors, and even the fan, the earth, and the heavens, the whole universe, puri kainat, the whole universe. In fact, this creates a peculiar cheerfulness in zikr. It creates a peculiar cheerfulness in zikr, and this zikr is known as Sultanul Adhkar. The whole universe is in zikr with you, even the stars and the moon and everything. The mountains and the birds join Prophet Dawood alayhi salam in dhikr. The Quran tells us that when Sayyiduna Dawood ala nabina wa alayhi salatu wassalam, when he made dhikr, the mountains and the birds also made dhikr with him. وَسَقَّرْنَا مَا دَاوُودَ الْجِبَالَ يُسَبِّحْنَ وَالطَّيْرِ وَسَقَّرْنَا مَا دَاوُودَ الْجِبَالَ يُسَبِّحْنَ وَالطَّيْرِ. And we subjected the mountains to tasbih, to glorify us, along with Dawood. And also the birds. When Prophet Dawood alayhi salam said, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, the mountains and the birds also said the same thing simultaneously with him. Do zikr with him. That's called Sultanul Adhkar. his benefit. Maulana Tanwi, Rahmatullah alayh, has written in Masailus Suluk that Allah counted the dhikr of the mountains and birds among his favors to Sayyiduna Dawood alayhi salam, as part of Allah's favors to him. The question arises, how could that benefit him? How is that a benefit to Dawood? He answered, Maulana Tanwi answered, that by saying that while dhikr itself is beneficial, there arises a cheerfulness when others join in with him. That's why after Fajr we do it with a majlis, because there's a cheerfulness when others join in with you too, as opposed to you alone by yourself, Ilyas. There arises a cheerfulness when others join in with him, so that his heart is more inclined to it. So the favor to Prophet Dawood alayhi salam is that he found additional cheerfulness with the joining in of the mountains and the birds. So the Sufis have suggested to their disciples that they should imagine that everything around them accompanies them in zikr. If they practice this often, then they begin to feel that those things really make a zikr and they become inclined to it too. And this zikr was also passed on to us by Hazrat Sheikh Miran Sahib. Isn't it so, Nasim? Sheikh Miran Sahib gave us this Sultanul Adhkar. Now people outside there, they hear Sufism, Tasawwuf. They want to know what kind of bidat is this? Sufi, Naqshbandi, Chishtiya, Qadriya, Sultanul Adhkar. What kind of bidat is this? Lack of knowledge, lack of understanding. Qillatul ilm. The Sufis, understand something. These methods are a cure. They are a cure. And you know who is commenting here? Whose book we are reading? This is Anfase Isa. Isa is one of the great and favorite caliphs of Maulana Tanwi. Who was Maulana Tanwi? He is considered to be Mujaddid, the reviver of Deen for this century. Mujaddid. And by whom? By the great scholars. Who is given the commentary of this? Mufti Taqi Usmani, who is a very big Chief Justice and big part of the Qadha and the courts in Pakistan, who is also part of the fiqh council in Arabia and all these places and things, top in fiqh. So these are the people who are speaking here. These methods are a cure. The Sufis, in suggesting these methods, aimed at getting their disciples to make dhikr with the heart and as a cure for them. These methods are not the objective. Very important to understand. These methods are not the objective, nor are these methods masnoon, and you can't say these methods are sunnah and masnoon. No. Nor is it proper to regard them as masnoon and sunnah. For example, all our mashayikh are known to use the 12 tasbih called Bara Tasbihat, to do the 12 tasbihat. Do you know what the 12 tasbih, Ilyas? And then the last one has what? Allah's that 13 extra one. All our mashayikh, all of them are known to use this what? 12 tasbih, which they practice while what? Striking, darb. However, neither is it the objective, that is not the objective. Nor is it masnoon and what? Sunnat. If anyone considers it masnoon and sunnah, then the method becomes bid'ah. In fact, it is allowed to do it on the condition that one sees it as a cure for the initiator, so that his heart accustoms itself to dhikr. The heart accustoms itself to dhikr, and he becomes single-minded about it. So it's a cure for the initiator, so that the heart becomes accustoms itself to dhikr, and he becomes single-minded about it. Objection to the striking method. People today are involved in exaggeration. You have two extremes, one so and one so. So some of them term the striking method, that is La ilaha illallah, the darb, the striking method, they term it as bid'ah. They argue that this method is not established as from the Nabi or from any of his Sahaba. So if anyone does it, then it is bid'ah. Mufti Taqi Usmani says, well, okay, then it is bid'ah to take some medicines also. Because in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there's a very beautiful book that we bought in Jeddah called Healing of the Body and Soul. Masood bought it in Jeddah. Healing of the body and the soul. And you'd be amazed the type of medicine in the time of the Prophet alayhi salam. They knew about the aloe vera. They knew about herbs. They knew about healing. Subhanallah, the medicine of the Prophet, and one who is a real boss in that is Ibn Qayyim. Ibn Qayyim, real master in medicine of the Prophet. They knew about medicine. So you know what? Someone said to me that all the mashayikh practice bid'ah. All of them practice bid'ah. Because they practice the striking dhikr, which is not known from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I asked him if he took Joshanda. You take Joshanda? Joshanda is a medicine, a type of medicine. You take that, Joshanda? When he had a cold, when you have cold, do you take Joshanda? And he confirmed that he took it. He took Joshanda. I asked him if the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam or any of his companions ever took Joshanda. And he said that they are not known to have taken it. Because they took other medicine. There was black seed, there was honey, there was olive oil, there was different herbs also too. They knew about, the Prophet knew about prophetic medical healing. No, he said, I don't know any one of them to take it. Have to have taken it. I told him that according to his logic, because the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had not taken it, he should have taken a medicine from that time. But because the Nabi had not taken it, he is doing a bid'ah by taking it, according to your logic. So don't take Joshanda. The truth is that these methods of dhikr are different ways to induce those people who do not find it easy to make dhikr. It is, as it were, the Joshanda for them. It is, as it were, the Joshanda for them. It would be bid'ah. However, if anyone says about one of these methods that it is sunnah, you see, when a person has the aqidah is sunnah, that is what causes the problem. If anyone says it's sunnah, mustahab, or more excellent than the others, then that would become a bid'ah. That's what makes it a bid'ah. Because these things depend on being proved as done by the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That which is not known from the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam cannot be sunnah or more excellent, though it can be called profitable. It can be called profitable and jaiz and allowable. Only sunnah can be excellent. That which is not known to have been done by the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam may be profitable, jaiz, good, beneficial, and even more profitable it could be, more profitable also. But it cannot be more excellent and can't be termed as sunnah. Our elders have always refrained from exaggeration and retraction. One is ifrat and one is tafrit. Ifrat and tafrit. Exaggeration and retraction. So they neither termed these peculiar methods of zikr, they didn't call it bid'ah, they never call it bid'ah, nor did they call them sunnah and call them more excellent. No. But if you want to know what is the real zikr and which is the best zikr, silent dhikr is excellent, and that is the best of all the zikrs, which is known as a-dhikrul khafi, the silent dhikr, and a lot of that is in the Naqshbandi order. Know that always and in every situation, till the last day of judgment, till the last hour, the most excellent form of dhikr is the silent or the inaudible dhikr. There is no scope for doubt that the more quiet a dhikr, the more excellent it is. The Quran says, "Udu rabbakum tadarru'an wa khufya." Udu rabbakum tadarru'an wa khufya. Call upon your Lord, tadarru'a, humbly, with tawazu, wa khufya, and secretly, secretly. And again another verse, وَاذْكُرْ رَبَّكَ فِي نَفْسِكَ تَضَرُّعًا. Remember your Rabb within yourself, تَضَرُّعًا, with humility, وَخِيفَةً, and without loudness, وَخِيفَةً وَدُونَ الْجَهْرِ مِنَ الْقَوْلِ. وَاذْكُرْ رَبَّكَ فِي نَفْسِكَ تَضَرُّعًا وَخِيفَةً وَدُونَ الْجَهْرِ مِنَ الْقَوْلِ. With khawf, with fear, and without loudness. Remember your Rabb within yourself, with humility and fear, with tadarru and fear, without loudness in words. Surah Al-Araf. Thus, the dhikr that is loud, is not preferred. A silent, soft or secret dhikr is preferred. Audible dhikr is allowed, not excellent. This principle is forever till the last hour, that the most excellent dhikr is the silent dhikr. The more quiet it is, the more reward it will fetch. But Ilyas, the audible dhikr is not disallowed. However, the audible dhikr can never be more excellent than the silent dhikr. It can never be more excellent. But it's not disallowed. It's for a reason, to get you in the habit. It's a cure. The audible dhikr may be adopted as a form of cure without any objection. It will become a bid'ah when someone regards the audible dhikr as more excellent or unobjective or masnoon, or he censures and rebukes those who do not make an audible dhikr. Now he starts to find fault with them. Now you're involved with bid'ah. Therefore, the religious elders, the mashayikh of our times, do not give more encouragement to the audible dhikr. They rather stress on the silent dhikr. Bid'at in deen. While the Sufis had suggested these methods to cure one's hesitation, they came to be regarded gradually as the end in itself, the objective. Every order of the Sufis selected a method for its disciples that came to be identified with the order, so that the disciples of each order regard those of the other as observing a wrong method, terming their own as more excellent and correct. Unfortunately, that is what started to happen. My method better than your method, and this is more excellent than that. Thus, that which was not the objective became the objective. All these forms were not the objective, but it became the objective. Making this the objective, this is bid'ah, and it has to be eliminated. It has to be eliminated. Even the darb and the strike on the heart, the strike is not the aim. That's not the objective neither. Maulana Tanwi rahmatullah alayhi said, neither is it the objective to strike in the method, nor is it dependent on the striking. It is enough to be straightforward too sometimes. And Fase Isa. The objective can be achieved even without the darb and the strike. The objective is to make dhikr. That is the objective, to make dhikr and to take Allah's name as one can, with or without the strike. So we must not bind ourselves in any way. So what's the real aim? The real aim is to call the name. The real aim is to call the name. Someone said to Dr. Abdul rahmatullah alayhi, Maulana, I count on the tasbih. Subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. I count on the tasbih, but cannot recite the 12 tasbih. I do not get enough time. I don't get enough time to do the 12 tasbih. Like sometimes in the morning you don't have enough time, so you put 2 half and you do the next half in the evening. I don't get enough time. Dr. Abdul said, the real purpose is to make a dhikr. That's the real purpose. The method is not the purpose, but the purpose is to do zikr. The method is not the purpose. Don't make the method the objective. You can even recite the 12 tasbih without observing the particular way. You can do that also too. I do that sometimes, Dr. Abdullah says. I do that sometimes. Sometimes. Not a regular thing. And it takes me 15 minutes to do it that way. 15 minutes. But with the particular method of the striking, it would take me 40 minutes. Anyway, it is neither the aim nor masnoon and sunnah to make dhikr with a strike. If you can do it, if you can, then do it. Do it. It's good for you. It's beneficial. The cure will come faster. Otherwise, make dhikr the way you can. Take Allah's name, for that is the aim. Take Allah's name, for that is the aim. Some people call it bid'ah. In these times, people either exceed the limits or they fall behind. It's either exaggeration or retraction. They either exceed the limits or they fall behind in observing these duties, observing their duties. Some people term these methods of the Sufis, they term it absolute bid'ah. They say that tasawwuf, what is tasawwuf? Khanka, kya bhai, kya khanka? Recluse, khanka. 40-day course, chilla. 40 days, chilla. All these things bid'ah, some people say that. These methods of zikr are all bid'ah. Some people call it bid'ah. As one extreme of people. The other extreme, another group of people have made these very particular methods of zikr, the methods they have made that as the objective methods. So the ignorant mentors and sheikhs set up their khankas. They allege that if dhikr is not done with every breath, then it belies lack of awareness for the elementary lessons of dhikr. They have made it as their objective. This is the other extreme. By the grace of Allah, our righteous predecessors always adopted the fair and reasonable path and guided us on that fair and reasonable path. It neither exceeds the limits nor does it stay short. There is no ifrat and no tafrit. They told us that while that path was proper, it was not the end in itself. To be accustomed to ponder is because of dhikr. When a person always pondering and thinking and reflecting and meditating, that is because of dhikr. Someone complained that his heart inclined to give up dhikr. His heart inclined to give up dhikr and made him sit down to ponder, contemplate, think, meditate, and he was less inclined to make dhikr but more towards muraqabah. The Maulana said to him, Maulana Tanwi alayhi rahman, the inclination to give up dhikr and to keep pondering, meditating, muraqabah is indeed a blessing of the dhikr, is a blessing of the dhikr. You are attached to pondering, meditating. Do not ever give up dhikr. Otherwise, with the tumbling of the base, the building will tumble. Whether the heart is inclined or not, be constant on your practices. And Fase Isa. Commentary. Pondering comes from dhikr. One result of dhikr is the tendency to ponder, to think, to reflect, meditate. The Quran says, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ. Those who remember Allah, do the zikr of Allah, standing and sitting and upon their sides. وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And they ponder, they contemplate, they meditate upon the creation of the heavens and the earth. This verse describes an attribute of the pious, that they make dhikr. يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا. They make dhikr standing. وَقُعُودًا, and sitting down. وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ, and lying down. This is an attribute of the pious, that they make zikr. And another attribute of the pious is what? وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. They ponder, they reflect upon the creation of the heavens and the earth, reflecting. This means to tell us that with the dhikr of Allah, with remembering Allah, they must also reflect on His creation. The necessary result of dhikr is to ponder. As a result of the zikr, the tendency to reflect, the tendency for muraqabah, the tendency for meditation and reflection is the fruit of dhikr, as the fruit of dhikr. And man ponders over the greatness of Allah. يَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The Maulana told the man that the reflection that he went into was also dhikr's blessings. Hence he should not give up zikr, not give up zikr. Otherwise, with the crushing of the base, with the crushing of the foundation, the edifice and the building would also come down. So don't ever give up the dhikr. That is the foundation, that's the base. Otherwise, the whole building will also come down. Do not give up dhikr. If a man feels like reflecting on the powers and majesty and love of Allah every moment of his life, then this is a very commendable feeling. If he wants to reflect on that, very good feeling. It is a blessing of dhikr. But if he gives up dhikr, then he will gradually lose this feeling too. Therefore, he must not imagine that since he has been accustomed to reflect now, that he can stop making zikr. No. You rock the base, the edifice will fall. Maintain dhikr with the tongue also. Keep the tongue busy and moist with zikr too. In other words, zikr here is the remembrance of Allah with the tongue, while reflection is dhikr in the heart. When a man is lost in thought about Allah's powers, gracious might, and majesty, then that is dhikr with the heart. When a man is lost in thought about Allah's qudrat, Allah's powers, gracious might and majesty, then that is dhikr with the heart. Some people are deceived into believing that they have achieved the goal once the thought of Allah's attributes has made home in their heart after making regular zikr with the tongue. So they need not practice zikr with the tongue anymore because they get that. So no more zikr with the tongue. This is wrong. For if they give up the latter, if they give up zikr with the tongue, they will soon stop the reflection in the heart. The building will collapse once the base is removed. Once the base is removed, the building will collapse. Ignorant mentors and sheikhs mislead. There is a section of ignorant sheikhs who claim that they have become saints and walis and they are lost in Allah's remembrance and no more need to observe salat. They are so lost in Allah's remembrance that there is no more need to observe salat, fasting, tilawat of Quran, or even doing tasbih and the zikr bead, etc. They have attained, because why? They have attained the aim of salat, which is coming to Allah. They have attained that. So it made no difference to them if they offered salat or not. This is misguidance. It arises from imagining that dhikr in the heart is the goal. And once that is achieved, the intermediaries, the visible forms of worship are unnecessary. Now all this is not true. We reflect again upon the story of Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, from which came the Qadriya. Maulana Thanvi Rahmatullah alayhi, Maulana Thanvi related this story about Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani Rahmatullah alayhi. He was offering the tahajjud salat in the dark of the night, in the dead of the night, offering tahajjud salat. When the room lit up brightly, this light spread over him and everything in the room. The light spread over him and spread over everything in the room. And a voice called out from this light, Ya Abdul Qadir, you have attained that relationship with us, which absolves you of observance of salat and fasting. You have got nisbat now. The objective is there. That relationship you have attained, which absolves you of observance of salat and saum, salat and fasting. Now do what you like. Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani said in an answer, away with you, O accursed one, O shaitan, O rajim, away with you. Though the Prophet ﷺ had reached the highest station, yet he was not allowed to give up salat. How then is it waived for me? You are the shaitan deceiving me. When he said that, the light vanished. So be careful, Elias, you're making zikr and you see a light come, you know what kind of light you're seeing. Another light shone. After that light, another light shone, and a voice called out, Ya Abdul Qadir. Came out, that voice came out from the other light which is shining now. Ya Abdul Qadir, your ilm, your knowledge save you today. Otherwise, I have trapped great Sufis through it and misled them. But your knowledge save you. Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani Rahmatullah alayhi said, Oh accursed one, go away. Not my knowledge, but my Allah has saved me. The second ploy was more dangerous than the first and more sensitive. He conspired to make the Sheikh think high of his ilm, so it was more dangerous, but Allah saved him, mashallah. Anyhow, as we come to an end, dhikr with the tongue should be kept up and never left out. It is wrong to imagine that when one has established dhikr in the heart, now there is dhikr in the heart, it's established in the heart and the mind firmly, it's wrong to imagine that one doesn't need zikr with the tongue anymore. Observance of salat continues to be an obligation. Maulana Tanwi Rahmatullah alayhi has said that it is a great thing. It is a great thing for the heart to reflect all the time about Allah. That's a real great thing. The Sufis call it a relationship with Allah, nisbat with Allah, nisbat. When the heart is reflecting all the time about Allah, irshad like a man in love, his heart is always reflecting immediately on the beloved. You have to make effort whole day and whole night, sleeping, waking. You have that what? Reflection with the beloved. Isn't it so? Maulana Tanwi has said it is a great thing for the heart to reflect all the time about Allah, Allah. The Sufis call it a relationship with Allah, nisbat with Allah. This thing is the result of dhikr with the tongue. So no one must give it up. Rather, keep up zikr with the tongue. Otherwise, you will demolish the foundation. You will demolish the base and the building will come down. Keep it up. Even if you have to force your heart, make dhikr and be regular with your rota and daily routine. May Allah guide all of us to observe these things. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu wa la ilaha illa anta. Nastaghfiruk wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun alal mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Social expectation drowns us all inside. What you have should be what I want, 'cause what I have just ain't alright. The clothes I wear, the way I comb my hair, how I live, oh I don't care. This is who I am, this is me. Nothing, everything, can't you see?